What's up, Chuckers? Producer Mike here. Welcome to your Served 5 Setter, a weekly roundup of all things Racket Sports. 5 stories in 10 minutes or less. Today is December 12th, and here's what we have for you. A rising star is out. The Battle of the Sexes Part Quattro. Shelton goes unfiltered, and Venus Williams prepares for fashion's biggest night. But first, some breaking sponsorship news. The WTA has officially signed Mercedes-Benz as its new premier partner, a deal that reports are calling the largest sponsorship in the history of women's sports. The German luxury automaker will replace Hologic's $20 million a year title sponsorship with a whopping $500 million over the next 10 years. The title will now be the WTA Tour driven by Mercedes-Benz. And beyond the name check, it includes a fleet of electric vehicles for players and officials at over 30 tournaments. Mercedes did not stop there with women's tennis. They also added world number 3 Coco Gauff to the roster of athlete ambassadors, joining one Roger Federer and many others. In a press conference, Coco Gauff had this to say on the WTA and the Mercedes-Benz partnership. Quote, Mercedes-Benz and WTA partnering together is proving that the dreams of young girls in sports are worth investing in. To invest in someone like me, a woman of color, is super inspiring. End quote. This deal is an incredible boost to the tour and hopefully the players. To recap, it's $50 million a year across 30 tournaments. However, it's not all good. This deal also includes now one very awkward week in Germany, when the newly minted WTA Tour driven by Mercedes-Benz makes its stop in Stuttgart for the Porsche Grand Prix. You think Mercedes-Benz ambassador Coco Gauff will play? Tune in April and find out. On to set number 2 and a last-minute change for the last big event of the year. Czech rising star Jakub Mensik has officially withdrawn from the next Gen ATP finals in Jeddah due to medical reasons. Mensik had a standout start to the 2025 season, beating Novak Djokovic in straight sets to claim his first Masters 1000 title at the Miami Open. Mensik's withdrawal opens the door for German teenager Justin Engel. Engel is clearly worthy of the opportunity, grabbing headlines in October 2024 when he became the youngest player since Carlos Alcaraz to claim an ATP main draw win, and just this year with a win in his hometown of Stuttgart, becoming the youngest player since Rafa Nadal to win a tour-level event on all 3 surfaces. Wonder if he's a Porsche or a Mercedes guy. The draw for the event will take place on Sunday, December 15th, with play kicking off on Tuesday. Now to a new kind of content from America's most electrifying lefty. Shelton has officially launched his own YouTube channel with a docuseries titled The Long Game. The series promises an unedited and unfiltered look at his life on tour. Episode 1 dropped on Wednesday, covering Shelton's run at the US Open and his debut at the ATP Finals in Turin, offering the kind of locker room access that both tennis nerds and casual fans should love. Here's a clip from the first ep.
People say you look like me.
Atlanta, Georgia, Shelton.
I am personally pumped to watch this. Let us know what you guys think about the show. Go check it out over on his YouTube channel and hit us up in the comments. Now on to set number 4. From the hard court to the red carpet, Venus Williams has been named the co-chair of this year's Met Gala. The 7-time Grand Slam champion will join a powerhouse lineup that includes Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, and one Anna Wintour. Next year's theme is costume art, and the event takes place on the traditional first Monday in May. Venus is the second Williams sister to co-chair the iconic event. Her sister Serena co-chaired the gala back in 2019. Other tennis players who have taken on the honor for this event are Naomi Osaka in 2021 and some guy who people think has pretty good fashion, Roger Federer, in 2023. And finally, something that many people were calling for, many probably were not, the Battle of the Sexes is back. World number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, will face off against the possibly soon-to-be retired Kyrgios on December 28th at the Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai. The last Battle of the Sexes event was in 1992, before Social Sophie or Teki Sean were even born, when Jimmy Connors beat Martina Navratilova in straight sets. The moniker Battle of the Sexes hit mainstream back in '73 when Billie Jean King beat Bobby Riggs 6-4, 6-3, 6-3 in a best-of-5 match. The 2026 event will feature specific rules to level the playing field. The match will feature a first serve only rule to limit Kyrgios' power, and Sabalenka's side of the court will be reduced by 9% to account for court coverage speed differences. The scoring format is best of 3 sets with a 10-point tiebreaker if needed for a decider. The duo appeared together on the Piers Morgan Uncensored show this week to promote the event. When asked about his chances in the upcoming match, Kyrgios said, quote, "If I go down, this one might be the one that hangs up the rackets for good." Career futures, match rules, and playful smack talk weren't the only topics covered in the joint interview. Morgan also asked Sabalenka this.
Let me ask you, Arena, it has raised the whole question again of this ongoing debate about trans athletes in women's sport, because obviously it highlights the physical disparity between men and women. Martina Navratilova, a former number one, obviously like yourself, says it's wrong for the Women's Tennis Association to allow trans women to compete in its events. Do you agree with her?
Well, that's a tricky question. I have nothing to do against them, but I feel like they still got huge advantage over the woman. And I think it's just not fair to a woman to basically face like the biologically man. And then it's, it's not fair. Like the woman been working the whole life to reach her limit, and then she has to face like a man, like which biologically much stronger. So for me, I don't agree with this kind of stuff in sport.
For more on this story, check out this week's newsletter. Link is in the show description. All right, guys, let's close out this week with our tiebreak trivia. Sticking with the Battle of the Sexes theme, how many people watched the Battle of the Sexes match between Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King on TV in 1973? Safe to say it was way more than who will watch this one. Want the answer without the hassle of the searching the internet thing? Just sign up for our 5-setter newsletter, link in the show description, and we will share the answer to the tiebreak trivia as well as the rest of the top stories from the week. Plus, you can find the weekend draw so you know what to watch, where, and when. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube or follow us on your favorite podcast platform to stay up on all things served. This is a production of Served Media. Special thanks to Techie Sean and Eric, the editor, who has been waiting all night for me to finish this read. See you Chuckers Tuesday.